Today I'm showing you how to EQ vocals. Let's begin. In the past I made a few videos about EQ. It was a series called All About EQ, and I was explaining what is EQ, what it does, and I actually had a video in which I show how to EQ vocals. But I feel that it wasn't good enough, and I said that I want to make another video, a proper video, and this is it. You can take it as an update if you want. And now let's just jump to the project and see what we have got. Okay, so I've already used this project a few times. I said that this will be our base project if you want. A project that we want to take from 0 to 100, both mixing and mastering wise. I've already showed some things like compression and also delay, which I have right here. This will basically be the last video in which I show how to apply a specific type of plugin over the vocals. After this, we will make a complete vocal chain. And that will basically be it for this project. We will jump on another one. Now, as you can see, I already have some inserts here, an EQ, the compressors, and some sends, the reverb and the delay. What I will do, I will actually delete all of them. So let's start with this ones, the inserts that are on the vocal bus. I will delete the sends as well. Yeah, I've deleted the sends, these ones can stay like this. I'm doing this because usually the EQ, or at least one EQ, will be at the beginning of the vocal chain. Obviously, I'm going to apply 2 or 3 EQs depending on how the voice will sound after applying them, but what you need to remember is that in a normal project, they will not come one after another. They are usually coming in between some compressors, maybe de-essers, you name it. But for the purpose of this project, I will do it like that. Now let's have a listen to the vocals, raw, unedited, without any effects applied over them.
I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I could make this shit take flight. I could run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. Zolin touched the mic and it's sublime.
They sound pretty rough if you ask me, and yes, I know that it is not the best performance, as some of you guys have told me in the comment section of the compression video. Yes, I read the comments, but for educational purposes they are just fine. And as I said, this will probably be the second to last video using this project, so bear with me for a bit more. Okay, so after listening to this, I will just delete this whole part. I don't want it. If I want to use something at the beginning, I'll just take something from the middle or something like that. I don't know. I don't really care about it right now. I'm just going to put a fade in here. Also here. I will cut the end of it. I'm thinking about keeping this one. Let's see.
I could be a man.
This is more like an ad-lib. So for now I'll just delete it. I don't really care about it. I want smooth transitions between these two parts because they are part of the same lead vocal. Let's have a listen now.
Hey, straight cruising, get into it. I could be a man all night.
That's fine for me. Now let's apply the first EQ. So this is the bus where the vocals, the lead vocals, are coming in. A video about buses and FX channels is on the way, but for now what you need to remember is that this helps me save resources. So instead of applying the same plugin 3 times, for 3 different channels, or well, in my case 2 different channels, I will apply it just once here. Let's begin with a normal EQ. So I'll just take the Pro EQ from Studio One. What we are doing here, we are cutting the frequencies that mostly are not useful in a vocal. For example, without even listening, I can apply a low cut filter. Yeah, I will use 24 decibels per octave. And let's see, probably around 100 Hertz, but what I'm doing normally, I will just play the vocal and I will exaggerate with this. After I feel that it's exaggerated, I will just take it back just a bit.
Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. Zalin touched the mic and it's sublime. These pussies lying when they rhyme, talking all this fucking.
So for me 118 Hz works, at least for now. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, well, not actually this, because this is for the low mid frequencies. I'm going to take, oh come on now, 114, fine. I'm going to take this for the low frequencies and I'm going to move it at around 200 Hz, and I'm going to cut this here as well. Just a bit, 2 decibels, that will do. Now, a thing to be taken into consideration. So when you are cutting a frequency, like this bell here, what you're actually doing, not only cutting this one, but you will also boost this side. Well, not literally boosting, but it will feel like you are boosting this side. So be careful with how much you cut and where you are cutting. Normally, this is my first EQ. As simple as that, just these 2 things. But because here I will not use a de-esser, we will talk about that in a separate video, obviously. I want to get rid of the sibilances, like s, ch, stuff like this. These ones are harder to locate usually, but they are around this 5 to 10, maybe 12k area. I'm not going to put a bell here at 5k because, as you can see, it will take including, so it will take from this range from 2k to up to 5k basically, and I don't want that, and it will also boost this 1 to 2k, and again I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these high frequencies, I'm going to change it to shelf 24 decibels, and I'm just going to cut up to 689. I will see, I will listen to it and we'll see after. This might look a bit unorthodox, but it's the way I work when I don't have a de-esser for this kind of matters. Now I'll have a listen and I will play with this too a bit.
Take flight. I could run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. Zalin touched the mic and it's sublime. These pussies lying when they rhyme, talking all this fucking crime. When they said you do a dime, you got to sing and Amy Wine.
Okay, for now, I quite like it. We'll address the issues with that muddiness, because I can hear it. And also, I will do something about this as well. Because in a vocal, you need high frequencies. You need that crystal sound. We will address those things a bit later. For now, this is just fine. Now, I'll let you listen to the vocal with and without this first EQ. You will probably not notice a big of difference, but that's the idea mainly. We want to make small adjustments. Small and balanced adjustments are helping us get the best result, always.
Thought they told you I'm a writer, got it lit, don't need a lighter. Where I'm going, getting higher. I've been tired of that pussy shit. Like, tired of these kids that think they ever fit my shoes, you gonna lose.
Sorry about the language. You could hear that it makes a difference there. It probably doesn't make it sound necessarily better, but it's a good starting point. The next EQ will help us add some stuff. And then after that, we will use another EQ, which will help us get rid of pretty much any unwanted frequencies from this vocal. Let's see. The second EQ, I'm not really sure what I want to use. Do I not have the waves? Oh, here they are. I'm going to use REQ. It is quite nice. I want this 6 band mainly. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this 5th band, yeah? I'm going to take it up to this 5.3, something like that. We will listen to it after, but this will help me address the sibilances issue a bit more, because even though they're not that accentuated, I still want to make sure that they are not there. But at the same time, I don't want to exaggerate, so we will see how it turns out. Then, with this, I'm going to actually boost everything after this 12k. So for now, I'm just setting them up without listening to it. I'm not able to make the final adjustments, but I will do it after. In this range of, like, let's say, I don't know, maybe 1.5 to 4, 5, 6K, this is where most of the information of the vocal is located. We can boost it if we want to make the voice sound a bit clearer, but at the same time we need to be careful with the levels because it can make it sound even more boxy than it already sounds. So yeah, fine adjustments as I said. So I'm going to take this 4th band. I'm going to boost a bit here at around 2.7. As you can see, this 5th band is interacting quite a bit with this 6th and the 4th band. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify this Q, and by making it bigger, I will actually make the bell thinner. And this is very helpful because right now, this 4th band, I can make it a bit bigger as well. And now there is not that big of an influence over this and this. Alright, so as I said, 2.8, maybe 3K. And in order to compensate for what I'm losing and what I'm gaining, I'm going to take this 3rd band, yeah, at around 1.5, and I'm going to reduce it. Now obviously 3.2 and 2.8 and 2.6 and 3.7, these are quite big values and I need to be careful with them. I will definitely not leave them like that. These are quite exaggerated and I will reduce them when listening to the song, and you'll see. Now I will mute my microphone because I want you guys to hear as clear as I can hear, and I will start making adjustments.
Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. Zalin touched the mic and it's sublime. These pussies lying when they rhyme, talking all this fucking crime. When they said you do a dime, you got to sing and Amy Wine. No, we aiming for the head and spine. Zalin down to sever ties. Ask my mom, I never lied. I'm the one that they admire, blocking all that bullshit. Thought they told you I'm a writer, got it lit, don't need a lighter. Where I'm going, getting higher. I've been tired of that pussy shit. I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make this shit take flight. I could run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite.
I'm quite happy with it. I believe it sounds a bit more crispier now and a bit more clear at the same time. So this 3rd band, minus 2.2, 4th 2.7, I liked it, I left it like that. 5th band, minus 3.3, because I could hear that I can go that much, as simple as that, without influencing the overall sound too much. And then 6th band, 3.3, just because I felt that in the first EQ I reduced maybe a bit more than I should have, and instead of going there and modify that, I just did it here. It works just fine. And yeah, this is the 2nd EQ, and I know I said that this is the part where I add gain to some frequencies, but think about it, this 5th band would not normally exist if I had a de-esser, and this 3rd band is actually boosting this 4th band by reducing this. It's a matter of balance. If you can fix something now, just do it now. I'll let you listen with and without this 2nd EQ applied. Let me know what difference can you spot.
I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make this shit take flight. I could run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. Zalin touched the mic and it's sublime. These pussies lying when they rhyme, talking all this fucking crime.
Nice and simple. Don't forget to check our channel for even more content like this. A like, a share and a subscribe would also be very helpful. And if you're a music industry professional looking forward to expand your network, check our platform, thetalentuniverse.com. Now let's get back to our video. For the 3rd EQ, this will be the most meticulous one, because we want to get rid of as many unwanted frequencies as we can. And for this, I need to use something which has a lot of bands. Yeah, Q10 will do. And as you can see, I have 10 bands here, and I can give them any shape that I want. Normally, when I reduce unwanted frequencies, I mainly walk around here between 1 and 8K. Sometimes I go even near around 125 to 50, maybe 300, something like that. I also apply a reduction here at around 40 to 30. I just want everything out from this area, because one EQ will not reduce everything. As in this here, it will not just shut down everything. It's not able to do that. It's just an algorithm and it's imperfect. It will just try and do it as good as it can do it. So if I want to make sure that what's here is reduced as much as possible, I need to apply another low cut filter, and I'm doing it up to 40 to 50 hertz because those are frequencies that are simply not welcome on vocals. What's after 50, 60, 80, 100, you can leave some of them so the voice can have like a body which sits in the back and gives it that full touch, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I personally don't like anything which is below this 40 to 50 hertz. So I will just apply a low cut filter. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take random bands. Yeah, this is a graphic EQ and it makes the things much more easier. I'm going to boost them with a stupid amount. Yeah, so 18 decibels in this case. And I'm going to look for those very, very disturbing sounds. When I find one, I will just leave it there, reduce it with a bigger Q factor, a range which is too wide. We need to make, as I said, small adjustments which will matter later on when we master, when we give more gain to the song. I will mute my microphone and I will start listening to these frequencies. Be careful, it might be very disturbing. So if you're using headphones, I recommend you lower down the volume.
Said you do a dime, you got the singing Amy Wine. No, we aiming for the head and spine. Zolling down to sever ties. Ask my mom, I never lied. I'm the one that they admire, blocking all that bullshit. Thought they told you I'm a writer, got it lit, don't need a lighter. Where I'm going, getting higher. I've been tired of that pussy shit. Like, tired of these kids that think they cruise and get into it. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night. I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit?
Okay, I'm done, and it hurt a bit. I wasn't as careful as I thought I will be, but I've cleaned it and I think it's good enough for now. Let's have a listen to the vocal with and without this third EQ and let me know how big is the difference that you could spot. Let's see.
I could be a man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night.
If you ask me now, the overall volume of the vocal seems to be a bit lower, and that makes quite a lot of sense because most of the times we have reduced stuff. We have not added too much of a gain on the whole vocal. For example, here in between 5 and this maybe 3,213, we have mostly reduced, and we have reduced with 3.6, 1.8, so around 3 decibels for each frequency band. Okay, maybe I can make this a bit thinner. Yeah, that will do. And this is normal. As I said, we are making these changes in between other plugins. So for me, this third EQ is coming after 2 compressors already. So I'll have enough boost in the vocal, in the gain, in the volume, that I can cut pretty much all I want. And if I still feel that I don't have enough, we have the fourth EQ, a color EQ. This is a plugin that I have recommended before, and it remains, as of now, my favorite EQ. This is Lufticus. As I said, this is a copy after a very popular analog EQ, and it has an original copy, the Mag EQ. This is a free version, which is made with an open source developer application, and it's just amazing, if you ask me. What I'm going to do with this one, I will basically listen to the song, and I will add some flavor to the vocal. You'll see what I meant. Basically, what you are interested in is this keep gain to be on off, because you want to add gain to the frequencies that you are boosting. Well, obviously if you don't want to, just turn it on, that's completely fine, but for me, I want that small boost, and this here, look to use it at around 10 or maybe even 20k, but 10k for me works the best. You'll see, I will show you at 20 and at 5k. I'm not using it at 40k. For me it doesn't do much helpful stuff. I'll mute my microphone and I'll start playing with these knobs right here, and you'll see the difference along the way.
I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night. I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night. I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night. I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night.
Okay, I'm quite happy actually. I love this plugin and I just love what it does. I will let you listen to the vocal with and without it, and after that we'll have an overall listen with and without all 4 EQs. Let's start with this Lufticus.
I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be your man all night.
See, that gain issue suddenly disappeared because we have boosted at key points like 2.5 and 10k, and now everything sounds a bit more leveled up. Obviously, together with some compressors and maybe a de-esser, stuff like this, it will sound even better, but only with a few EQs we've managed to take the voice from a raw point, but obviously it's a raw vocal straight out of the mic and not recorded in the best conditions, to a quite clean and a quite clear voice. Now I'll let you listen with all the plugins, all the EQs turned on, and then I'll just bypass them along the way so you can hear the difference. Let's see.
I could be your man all night. I could put your dreams to the light. I can make the shit take flight. I can run your scheme for a price. I'ma mix the lean with the Sprite. Just tonight, where's that real shit? I arrived just in time. I could be a man all night.
See, the difference may not sound as big as you might think it should, and that's completely fine. That's how we want it. For me at least, personally, if I want to make big differences, I'd rather do them with a compressor. Because a compressor will help you keep the volume balanced. That's very important. When we modify just a single frequency range, the other frequency ranges that are untouched, they will be louder. As simple as that. Whereas a compressor will come and take down or reduce just the peaks, so you won't have those discrepancies if you want. And I hope that now I made justice to the how to EQ vocals video that I wanted to do back in the days. I hope it is as comprehensive as I want it to be, and I hope that you guys like it. And that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful, and don't forget that I'm waiting for your feedback down below in the comment section. Also, a like, a share and a subscribe would be very helpful because it helps us and it motivates us a lot. And until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye bye.